Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 signs that you are a lot closer than you think to your desired manifestations. We are now, all of us, you, me, and everybody on this planet, are now manifesting from a much higher paradigm. We are all now revving at a higher vibrational frequency than ever before. And consequently, the manifestation process is changing. It's becoming a lot faster, but also a lot different, much less linear. So in the past, maybe if you wanted something, you develop a 10-step process or a 10-step plan. And of course, when you get to step 8 or 9, you know you're close because you've checked off all these other boxes and steps in a nice linear format. Well, things are different now. Many of the facets of the manifestation process, many of the steps are happening in random, seemingly incoherent order, but actually perfect divine timing. But many things are now happening simultaneously. And it can make the manifestation process initially, until you get used to it, a bit confusing. And just as they oftentimes say it's darkest before dawn, it can really be like that nowadays with the manifestation process. Because as you want something, a lot of things will have to happen for you to have that. Mainly, you have to raise your vibration and become a match for what you want. So you have to let go of emotions. Existing things in your life that don't resonate with where you want to go have to break down. And it can seem like this crazy storm you're in for a little while, and it can seem as if your desired manifestations are a million miles away and further away than ever. And yet, just on the other side of that storm, and once the smoke clears and the dust settles, you're just staring at your desired manifestation. It's staring you right in the face, and it happened just like that. So the purpose of this video is to literally confirm what your intuition has already been telling you, which is this: you are on track. Contrary to what you think and how you feel, you are on track. And this video is going to kind of go over the signs to help settle and ease your mind so you can truly sit back and be in the eye of that storm, confident that you are very close to your manifestations, as your intuition has already been telling you all along. Number 1, things in your life that don't resonate with where you want to go or who you want to become or what you want to manifest are going to be breaking down in a not so subtle way. And this can be kind of overwhelming because you're probably thinking, listen, I know I want this thing, this career, this relationship, this living situation over here, but it hasn't come yet. So it's kind of stressful when all the other things in my life are breaking down. This can oftentimes be scary with a career. A lot of times people, as they start to go through a spiritual transformation of sorts in their life, they start to see everything differently, and they start to realize that, you know what, I don't really like my job. In fact, I freaking hate it. And I can see now more clearly than ever, I only got into it because it just sort of fell into my lap and my life kind of unfolded. And here I am, invested 10, 20 years into this career that I now hate. So this begs the question, what do I do? What do I want? And then you start thinking about it for a while, and then you realize, you know what? I would like something else. I would want maybe to be this. And once you start thinking about those things in your mind, I maybe want to be doing this other thing. Maybe I don't want to do this thing for the rest of my life. Guess what happens? This job starts to break down in many ways. Your boss maybe is getting on your case more. Maybe your insurance benefits have been cut in half. Maybe your desk is moved to some annoying person that sucks your energy. And every day you're coming home exhausted and drained, and you know this job is literally just trying to leave your life. But you're thinking, well, this new thing that isn't even that clear yet hasn't come into my life. I need this before I can let go of that. But the new way of doing things is you need to create the space. You need to let go first. And when things are breaking down, when there are things in your life that are saying to you, we want to leave your life. You know you don't want me anymore, so let me fall away. When that's happening, the idea is to let go. Tune in to your intuition and dip into that knowing that that next thing that you really want, that other life you want to live, is ready for you, but you gotta let go first. I know it's not hard. I went through this exact same process myself. I had 2 careers that I built up from scratch. That was what brought in the money and paid the bills. I have a family, I have children, and they both, once I realized I wanted to be living in a different part of the country, doing what I'm doing now, sharing on YouTube, guess what? My career started to break down in such obnoxious ways where it became literally impossible to hold on any longer. There was so much suffering and stress. I literally just, I clung as long as I could, but eventually I just let go. And guess what? Nothing happened initially. But a few months later, guess what? I was living in San Diego, way across the country. It's where I really wanted to be. I had my feet planted in the sand, looking out at the ocean. There'd be dolphins there, and I'd be on the phone talking to cool people all over the world, helping them with their awakening process. That was what I wanted to do. I was shooting YouTube videos on the beach. I was literally living my dream that I thought was going to take 5-10 years to carefully plan for, happened months later once I finally listened to my intuition and what it was telling me all along, which was to, Victor, let go. Now's the time to let go. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. Let go. And then, sure enough, my life, I took a quantum leap in my life in a way, at a speed I never thought was humanly possible. Number 2, I wrote down information overload. A lot of times when we assert to the universe or the cosmos or God or to our higher selves that we want this thing, what we initially get are all the different areas of our life, areas of our psyche, areas of our emotional well-being and body that need to be adjusted, aligned, and tweaked and transformed in order for this thing we want to happen. And it can be extremely overwhelming because you just can be like, well, you want this, well, this is a problem. You gotta deal with this, you gotta clean up this mess. What about this? What about her? What about this? What about this guy? It's like, oh, and it can seem like, I'm never gonna get over here. I got all this work to do. And that's the information overload phase, my friend. You gotta take it all in. And once you take it all in, there is always a finite amount of adjustment that you need to make. And once you've been given all the info, then you start synchronistically attracting the solutions to deal with things in a very surprisingly speedy way. Okay, but if you're being bombarded with all the problems standing in your way, all the blocks, that's a good thing. You need that awareness. You do need to deal with them. And the first step is, of course, the awareness. This happened to me just last week. One of my big dreams is to be able to travel the world with my family. But I have a big family. I have 3 young children, 10, 5, and 3. So it's kind of easier said than done to travel harmoniously with these children, my wife, at their age. And so we took our first family trip as a unit in a while. We went to Venice Beach, California. And we had in mind a nice kind of relaxing vacation getaway. And I had never been to Venice Beach before. It was my first time there. And it just wasn't the vibe we were looking for. And it was actually perfect because it was such an unideal and heavy vibe that it created all this chaos, all these problems that just emerge within just the flow of how we manage ourselves and our day-to-day affairs within the vacation. It was just very stressful, very, very chaotic. I realized my own personal issues that were blocking my dreams, which is the fact that I can't really relax, that even though I was on vacation, I wasn't letting myself enjoy myself. So my point is, I had all these problems, all these stressors kind of being blasted at me. And there were times during that vacation when I was like, you know how you get sometimes when you're just about to lose your mind? That happened like several times a day. And it made me, there was a couple of times out of frustration I was even saying, you know what, I'm never gonna be able to do this. This is a stupid dream. It's never gonna happen. But guess what? That eventually came to an end. And I started picking up the pieces and making adjustments. And 3 days later, we got the idea to go to a different location, a Newport Beach in California. And it was like night and day. It took 4 days, 4 days for us to learn all these harsh lessons in a very accelerated way, temporarily making me feel like my dreams were a million miles away. 3 or 4 days later, it was a 180, night and day, pure magic. It was like the God was saying, this is how it can be. You dealt with all that stuff. Congratulations. Now you get to go forth with your dream. 4 days later, 2 days after you thought that this is never going to happen, here you are living it. Number 3, if it couldn't get any more confusing, you probably are going to be going through a lot of emotional and energetic purging right shortly before you get to where you want to be in life. So not only is there the information overload, dealing with the breakdown, you got your own issues flailing up at you, bubbling up in your consciousness, wreaking havoc in your life, creating just this total storm, this crazy storm. This happened to me, as I mentioned earlier in the video. One of my big dreams was to be living in San Diego, doing the YouTube thing, doing the coaching thing. So shortly after I actually made that big move, during my crazy breakdown, I was going through a tremendous, just an unusual amount of healing. Inner old childhood memories and emotions and issues coming up, making me feel temporarily, heavy and crummy and like suffocated by my ego. Like there was no way I can do YouTube because I'm such an emotional wreck. How is that even gonna happen? It was like that. And I just had all these different releases. But what happened later, a few months later, as I already said, I was in San Diego doing my thing because all that stuff that was coming up was relevant. Those were the exact emotions, the exact traumas, the exact patterns, the exact addictions, habits, etc., that were in direct conflict with this next big manifestation of mine. So it makes sense that it would all have to come up now to be released so I could rise up my vibrational frequency to be a match for this version of Victor Oddo that I long to be. And guess what happened? After the storm settled, as I already shared, I was there, I was doing it. I was able to live my dream, shoot my videos, coach my people without all the childhood issues distorting my ability to do it to the best of my ability. Number 4, I wrote down heightened contrast. Just to make sure that you manifest in the most ideal way possible. You will set yourself up for situations that you'll want to be what you want, but will clearly not be it. What I mean by that is maybe you're searching for a job and you have this idea in mind. I want to work less hours. I want to get paid more money. I want to have more freedom. I want to be able to maybe work from home. And you go on all these different interviews and it's like they seem like initially they could be like perfect for you, but then there's something that sticks out where it's like, oh, it's a deal breaker. It's like it all was so perfect on paper, but then my boss is like a racist or just a totally asshole type of person. It's like, it was all so perfect, but I can't work for that guy. And then you get on this other job interview that seems better. Your boss is amazing. It's a beautiful person, but there's this little thing that is like, oh man, it can be like that. It's very important at this stage, as I shared in a recent video, to not settle. You want to wait for your manifestation to be so perfect and so obvious because that's what you have the ability to manifest. You don't go through these crazy storms where you're letting go prematurely, seemingly, and doing all this emotional cleansing and having this bombardment of emotions and information come at you just so you can get something halfway decent. You go through all of that so you can manifest in whatever it is you want, relationship, career, etc. So that person can be someone 100 times better than the expectations you have, because that's your true manifestation ability. That's what you're operating from. You're operating from your higher consciousness. It's setting up all these different scenarios to help you get beyond what your mind can fathom being possible for you. So let it be like that. Wait for that big, oh my God, this is it. And my mind is blown. Everything now makes perfect sense. Don't settle. Don't settle. Expect the contrast. Expect the different things to sort of tempt you, but you don't settle. You will get signs and confirmation from your higher self, from the universe, etc., to let you know that in spite of this breakdown happening, in spite of your emotional storms welling over you, in spite of this extreme contrast, you're actually you're on time. You're perfectly ahead of schedule. You're right on track. You'll get your own versions of confirmation. For me, I see the numbers. Just as going back to this recent trip in Venice, when all this craziness was going down, where I thought my dreams were far away, I was seeing an abnormal amount of the numeric synchronicities. I see a lot of numbers. I see 11, 11. I see 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 12, 12, 21. I have my own series of numbers, and I was 3, 4, 5. And I was seeing them. I went through one day where I saw and randomly 10, 10. Then I happened to catch my phone at 11, 11. And then 12, 12, and then 1, 2, 3, and 3, 4, 5, and I was like, whoa. And I knew what it meant. It was just saying, Victor, dude, you're on track. You've been through these cycles before, so what are you freaking out about? You know how it goes. This is the manifestation process playing out right now. You're a lot closer than you think. And guess what happened 2 days later? I was living my dream. I was doing the vacation thing. It was beautiful. It was magic. Pure magic. And that's how it's going to be for you. So this video, again, is to kind of confirm what your own synchronicity and your own intuition's already telling you. You're on track. So chill out, relax, enjoy the ride. This is how it's done in this new age we live in. Manifestation can be a lot faster when it's not so mind-driven and linear, rather coming from your higher consciousness. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're experiencing now. But it's new. You're not used to it. I'm not used to it. Even having done this many times, I still get flustered. But this is how it's done. And this is going to allow you to build up your life in a way that, again, exceeds the expectation of your mind times 1,000,000. Okay? We're living in a truly, truly magnificent and magical time. So let the magic happen. Don't settle. You are on track. Okay, my friends, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my second time shooting it. I shot the first entire half of the video with forgetting to turn the sound on, so I feel like the second version came out good. So I'm glad I chose to stick it out and do it again. Anyways, you all take care. Have an amazing day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your love and support and everything you're always doing for me. You're always sending me beautiful comments, which I read, beautiful emails and messages and the likes, and I appreciate it very much. You guys are so good to me. I have the best audience in the world. Thank you. If you are brand new to my channel, it's your first time seeing me, I do have a free guided meditation that I offer to all of my subscribers. This one in particular I'm offering today is a free How to Connect with Your Higher Self meditation. It's a channeled meditation, just like these videos, that will help you align more consciously with your higher self so that you can get the downloads and the clarity and the confirmation that you all have the potential to be tapped into. You're always connected. The meditation will help you remember that you are always connected, okay? It's totally free. Check it out down below at the top of the description box over that first comment. I have a pinned comment where I share it as well. And with that said, I'm gonna bounce. You guys have an amazing day. Until next time, namaste.